Sorry. Yeah. There we go. Hey Jack, how's it, buddy? Hey man. Hello there. Never mind what you just saw. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Do you know what these are? Or what this was? This I got from a mate of mine. It's old blinds from his house, and they're all worn down and faded from the sun. So he was chucking them out, and because speak English, Mr. Curry, because I love wood so much, I'm going to make something out of these. So I need to start off by cutting all the strings, and then we'll see what we've got to work with. So hang in there, see you in a moment. So I'll just be like randomly like I'm going.
No!
Well, there we go. How quick was that? Stripping this down was very quick. For you guys, not for me. That took forever. Anyway, so now, as you've seen from the thumbnail and the title, we are going to be making like a desk lamp type of thing. So these, I'm going to use multiple slats as the arms, so it can, oh my good lady, it can kind of fold down and do its thing, and you can move it on your desk so you can see, light up the area you want to light up. So now, as you can see, there's little holes, so it's not going to be very strong. So we've got to cut these off here and here, and you can see how worn out and buggered up these things are from age. All the varnish is coming off, so we're going to have to cut them to length and then obviously sand them all the way down and do a lot of shaping. So yes, let's just carry on. I'm going to chop all of these up, well not all of them. I'm probably going to use about 11 beams per arm, and there's two sections, a top and a bottom. I'll use 10 and 11 I think, because the two go outside and two will be inside, you'll see. Okay, there we go. There's two sets. So one will be the bottom arm and one will be the top arm, and something like that. But they must all obviously be meshed into each other with a hole that goes through all of them, and we want a nice radius on the end. So we sort of want to make something like this. This was from a previous one that I had tried. It's obviously will be a bit smaller, but I'm going to try and make it a bit longer. So we'll just mark it like this for now. The next step is going to be very tedious and take forever, but it's totally worth it. Okay, there you can see I've marked both sides and both sides. Now the trick with these, I want them to all be exactly the same with the same radius, and I don't have any fancy plasma cutters and milling machines and things, so I am my own milling machine. So bear with me on this whole next step, people. So I have tried this before, that's why I know this does work, but it is a bit tricky. Wish me luck. This is going to be tricky. Okay, after a long struggle, we eventually got the holes drilled to the right diameter. You saw us drilling with a very small drill bit, and yeah, because of the nature of the wood and it's so thin and it's not really clamped, we try to clamp by hand, but in the next clip you'll see how they kind of exploded. So I'm very happy that we're at the point now where I can put the fittings in at least, put it together, and actually remove the clamps, and then we'll be safe. Once these are on, we're in line, and I can actually sand all of these edges. See, now I can remove these bad boys, and that's one set for one arm. Now we must just redo it again and make another set. Okay, there we go. They've all been sanded along the edges, and now the tedious task of sanding each individual one. Well, that did take a very long time, but they're all sanded, both sides. I had to make a line and number each one because they were sort of hand shaped. So if they got mixed up, they might not look exactly the same. I tried my best to get them as good as possible, but I think they're going to be perfect. So that's how they will go. That type of situation, that'll be the arm. Okay, so now enough of that. Here we have some amazing yellow wood. I believe it's yellow wood. I was told it's yellow wood, and it's yellow, so it's yellow wood. So this will be the base where the whole thing stands from. I want to make it as big as possible, and yes, it does have a nasty crack in it, but I'm going to incorporate that into the design. So this will be the top eventually, but for now I'm going to mount the faceplate on it, and I'm going to turn it cylindrical and turn this flat, and then I'll flip it around and then shape it to its final shape. So let me do that. It's the following day and I had time to think, and I don't like my design. I don't like the shape, it's too straight. So I'm just going to lop off the corners and make it a bit more sleek, if you can use that word. Let's see how that works out for us.
I'm sure you'll all agree that shape is much better.
I'm sure you all agree that that shape is much better. Now let me re-sand it.
Watch this.
There we go. I took that off. Now we have a unique problem. I did make a bit of a silly mistake. I need to now mount the faceplate on the bottom, and I'm getting very more dirty, never mind. And I need to get it exactly center so it stays perfectly round. So now I'm just trying to make some jigs and things where I can fit this inside there and fit this inside there, and it will center it perfectly like that. That's the plan, so let's see if it works. Okay, there we have it. I did make a plan. It seems to be very centered and quite sturdy. So now I'm going to screw it in, and then more than likely I'll have to take it all out again to get that out, but I'll have my holes. Let's do this.
A few moments later.
We have this mounted. It's going to be very sketchy at first, so I'm just going to take it very easy and hope that we've got enough wood in size, in other words. So let's give it a go. So it kind of exploded, as you can see, and broke the television and nearly broke our heads. I knew we had a chance of this happening because of all the cracks in it. So we'll try and glue it back together and see if it works. Oh. That is oddly satisfying. Anyway, as you saw, it kind of broke. It's a pity we didn't have it on camera, but I was luckily enough able to glue it back together, and you would never really tell that it had broken. So I think we got away with it. It already had cracks, and it's kind of the theme we're going for. So I'm still chuffed with it. It was terrifying, but it's all good. Our next conundrum is, this is definitely all from the same piece of wood, but if you look at the coloring, the bottom is so much darker than the top. Remember, this is the top, and so we're not sure how it's going to work with our coating, but we'll just trust the process. Anyway, now it's time for me to go and make some brackets. We'll do a montage of that. Follow me. There we go. While that lot is drying, we need to get to the main event. Enough of that. Seriously. We are going to put the finish on this wood. So we have none other than JaxOleum. These are our sponsors, and the product is incredible. You'll see how we do it and what we do. But for now, I need to clean up a wee bit here. So I think this might take a while. Okay, I'm going to clean up here. You guys watch TV in a moment. There we go. Much more tidy. Now we've got space to work. So I think I'm going to start with the most troublesome piece. Seeing that this was nasty to me, I'm going to give this one the first coating. So now just remember, people, this is yellow wood. A lot of people love yellow wood. I'm not a fan. I love the wood, but I don't like yellow itself. So we're taking a bit of a chance, and we're going to be using extra black. Now I have done a test piece because I'm a little bit clever, not very clever, but I thought let's just see, and I think it's going to be okay. The only thing is the difference between the base, but that we'll deal with as we go. So without any further ado, is that how you say that? I don't know if you say that like that. Anyway, just quickly I want to show you, JaxOleum has many products. You need to go and check them out. So also remember, generally when you're doing any kind of woodworking or flooring or anything that's been milled properly, you know, proper wood, you're not going to have all these cracks and voids and all these weird things. So you'll see the process of applying JaxOleum couldn't be easier than anything. It really is. You put it on, let it sit for a bit and rub it off. So what I'm going to show you now, we may struggle a bit to get it in all the cracks and that, but do understand it's It's meant for everything, but generally it's meant for like nice wood. And we'll see how it turns out. But just also remember they have a whole ton of colors. They've got cleaning products. They've got pretty much like a furniture wax type of thing, so it gives it a bit of a sheen after the fact. Really cool. They got like a silk varnish, which just gives it extra wear and tear protection. But check it out, have a look. Anyway, for now, watch how this lot works. You give it a bit of a shake, make sure it's all mixed up nicely. And I'm taking a big chance here, guys, with an extra black, but I think it's the right choice. We're going to find out if it's okay, if it's going to work. We're going to find out together, aren't we? Here it goes. Oh dear, look at my hands. So you might be thinking this guy's a bit crazy, but he's not crazy because JaxOleum is food safe. So if I wanted to, I could eat it, but I'm not going to eat it because that's silly. Anyway, let's continue. They're done. Eventually, that took a while, but we got there in the end, and I really love the color. So let's see how the assembly goes. I'm going to start assembling. it's all done. Can you believe it? From old scraps, and I think it came out very nice. What do you guys think? So if you look closely, the JaxOleum did an amazing job of bringing out the grain, even though the wood was very yellow and not my favorite, but I think it looks quite cool and it's quite stable, mostly. Can I switch it on for you guys? Ta-da! Anyway, so we will show you some beauty shots of it shortly, but in the meantime, I'm just going to take a bit of a stroll. There we go, there's our lamp. Let me turn that off. So, you'd be thinking that's the first one I made, and you'd be wrong, because I made another one. Well, I actually made a prototype one, and it's not great, but I have to show you guys. And it's an eensy-weensy little wobbly one, and things just didn't work. It was different wood, and it was just to prove the concept. So no judging on this, but it is literally a prototype. And then I got a bit carried away. I had lots of the wood, and then I thought, well, let's do better. Let's do a bit better. So I made that one. And then I wasn't quite sure about the shapes of things. So believe it or not, I made another one. Some people say I'm a bit crazy, and some people know I'm crazy. There's a difference. Anyway, so there's the lineup. What do you guys think? I think from old scraps, not too bad. I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you very much to JaxOleum. They've been a big part in this. They've given us all the product for all of these and a whole lot of other stuff. So what I'm going to do is give one of these to them, and I think I'm going to give them the choice. In a way, we kind of made this one for them. That's what the video was about, but you know, personal preferences and all that type of thing. I think I really should just let them choose. Obviously not this one, because that's just a silly little thing. So thank you to you guys, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.